2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday the 25th of November, and it's Buy Nothing Day. And a big happy birthday to Bruno Toglioni, Dominic Cummings, Christina Applegate and Katie Cassidy. Thursday saw confirmation that nurses in England, Wales and Scotland will strike for 2 days in December as the governments refuse to reopen pay talks. That comes on top of the Royal Mail strike, which saw 115,000 postal workers walk out during the UK's busiest day of industrial action this year. Their 48-hour strike continues today, and there's more action planned next week in the ongoing dispute with Royal Mail over working conditions, pay and proposed structural changes to the company. Dave Ward's a General Secretary of the Communications Workers Union and says Royal Mail's CEO is to blame.
I've seen women postal workers recently resigning, saying that their mental health is being affected by the leader of this company who spends all of his time on his workplace social media platform, almost at war with his own workers.
But postal workers weren't the only ones striking on Thursday. They were joined by thousands of Scottish teachers as well as university staff from across the UK who've been protesting heavy workloads and job insecurity. UCU General Secretary Joe Grady says university staff deserve better pay.
So students are paying through the nose for education. Staff are earning way below the cost of living. We're just wanting to be paid fairly and more people on secure contracts so everyone isn't overworked.
Meanwhile, RMT Secretary General Mick Lynch met with newly appointed Transport Secretary Mark Harper ahead of next month's planned rail strikes. And although talks seem to have been positive, Mick says things really should have been sorted by now.
So there's been ample time for this lot to get their act together, along with their industry partners, as they describe them, people that they contract to run the railways, and they've done nothing.
Michael Gove came under fire on Thursday for his apparent role in a scandal which saw a PPE company connected to a Tory peer receive over £200 million in government contracts during the COVID pandemic. Addressing the Commons on Thursday, Shadow Chancellor Angela Rayner says the whole thing stinks of corruption.
Last night, documents seen by The Guardian revealed that yet another case of taxpayers' money was wasted, a total failure of due diligence and a conflict of interest at the heart of government procurement.
It's thought that much of the PPE supplied by PPE MedPro was unusable, but Michael still seems convinced he did everything right.
The job that I was doing at the time was to make sure that anyone who wanted to help anyone who was making an offer of PPE was referred to the right channel.
Over a quarter of houses in the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv remained without power on Thursday, following a series of Russian missile strikes which shut down all 4 of Ukraine's nuclear power plants on Wednesday and left the country in blackout. The strikes, which killed 10 people, were the latest in a bombardment of attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure over the past 2 months. But as the country attempts to recover, Belarusian President and Putin ally Alexander Lukashenko says that if they want to avoid total destruction, it's up to Ukraine to stop the war.
Truly, everything is in Ukraine's hands right now. If they don't want the death of a huge number of people, it will be difficult, complex, challenging, but if they want to recover, this needs to stop. Because next will be the complete destruction of Ukraine.
Meanwhile, the Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, Rafael Mariano Grossi, took to social media to emphasise their commitment to protecting Ukraine's nuclear plants.
We are making progress in establishing a nuclear safety and security protection zone around the Zaporizhzhia site.
Hey, keep your eye on your phone. Thursday saw the Metropolitan Police begin to contact the 70,000 people thought to have been victims of a banking scam in the biggest anti-fraud operation in UK history, which has already seen more than 100 arrests. Those targeted by the scam received phone calls from fraudsters posing as bank employees who attempted to gain security information to access their victims' accounts and wipe them of funds. Somewhat amazingly, the Met Police are contacting suspected victims via the notoriously secure mode of text message, with a link directing them to the Action Fraud website. Here's Met Police Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley explaining how it's all going to work.
So we've identified over 200,000 people in the UK who have been on the phone to one of these fraudsters for more than a minute. So it's either a prolonged attempt or being defrauded. And we're going to be contacting 70,000 of them today who We know who the offenders are, and we want to go to the victims and say, we think you've been defrauded by these people.
Still to come on the Smart 7, England and Wales get ready for more World Cup action, and Jack Whitehall embarrasses himself in the gym. Right after this. Welcome back.
3.
Thursday saw the final 8 teams make their debut in the World Cup of awkwardness, with Switzerland beating Cameroon 1-0, Uruguay holding South Korea to a goalless draw, and Brazil beating Serbia 2-0. But it was Portugal's 3-2 victory over Ghana which was the most exciting match of the day, and saw Cristiano Ronaldo become the first male player in history to score in 5 World Cups. The second round of group stage matches begins today, with England set to face the USA at 7 p.m, but it's Wales who'll kick things off this morning against Iran, although it seems there's more than just football on their minds. Ahead of the game, Wales captain Gareth Bale talked about the decision not to wear the One Love armband.
Of course we weren't too happy about not being able to wear it. For us, I think now the tournament started, we really need to concentrate on the football ourselves. But outside of the game, if there's anything that we can do to raise awareness or support, then we'll definitely do that.
It seems like Jack Whitehall doesn't even need to try to be funny anymore. The comedian made an appearance on the One Show sofa this week to promote the new season of Bad Education, which is set to be released early next year. And while he was there, he talked about an embarrassing moment he had at the gym recently, and you could just feel the cringe.
AirPods in, I fire up my Spotify, I'm playing some music, and then I realise that everyone is looking over at me, and I thought they were looking over to just admire, Quadzilla in full flow. But actually, without my knowledge, that my phone was pumping out my music to the entire gym, and I was just there pootling along, oblivious, and my phone was no matter what.
The Earthshot Prize is set to make its return next weekend with an awards ceremony in Boston, where 5 winners will receive £1 million to invest in solutions to some of the greatest environmental challenges facing the planet. The annual event, which first took place last year, was founded by Prince William and the Royal Foundation, and Will's been busy promoting the award show, which will be streamed on BBC One.
Get ready to join me and special guests for a unique event as we come together to celebrate those with the solutions to repair our planet. The biggest environmental awards honouring the most inspiring innovations from across the globe.
This has been the Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day. Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.